Good evening, everyone. My name is Steve Walls. I'm here with my guy Darren Smith for the Sideline Sports Talk Dugout Report here from live from the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. Darren, what's up, man? How was your weekend? I know it was event-filled. I know you went to H-Town, man. Talk to us. Tell us a little bit about your trip and
Man, well, first of all, I got there Friday, and before I even left town, Ollie Gates, he always takes care of me on my long
Here
road
you
trips.
go.
He does. You know what I'm saying? That's love and that's respect. So I had a short end and a nice order of fries to go. So, of course, it never made on the plane. I got it through security and waiting on the plane. I just couldn't. I had to consume it.
Now, walk us through your weekend, though. Talk to us about that.
Well, yeah, and I was about to say, got to Houston about 7 o'clock Friday night. Got to my hotel, Sheraton Hotel, about nine once I got the rental vehicle. I went out that evening, actually. I went to Mona Lisa. It's a nice establishment. Honestly, I would compare it to Power and Light District because they had a lot of stuff that's like inside, and you have, live music playing. I mean, it was great. They had good food, live band that was performing that night till about 1 o'clock. So, I mean, I stayed out till about 2 o'clock that Friday night.
Oh, that's a late night for you.
Yeah, no. But I was out of town, so
do it big, huh?
I had to. So then got up about 8 o'clock the next morning because I don't sleep much, and I went. The first place I went to was to the Holocaust Museum.
Okay.
Never been there, and I always heard about it, but it was real. I mean, it was very educational. I'm big on history, so I got a chance. They had a they had a Japanese art exhibit within the Holocaust Museum, so that was very interesting. And then going through and walking and reading, how the Holocaust came about and Hitler and all this stuff. So just a walk through history, and so that and slavery, kind of the two biggest things that have ever happened, to humankind thus far. And so that was very interesting. And then after that, I traveled. I went to an outlet store, did a little shopping. Then I looked all over Houston to find a nice size steak. I was trying to do I was trying to find one of those contests where, if you eat a 72 or 96 ounce steak, you either pay for it or you get it for free. And I was trying to find
$25 deal or something like that.
Nah, it was not. They had a 72 ounce steak, but it was $72. But I had to go out to the panhandles for that, and I wasn't going to drive that far.
Was it Kansas City Strip?
No, it was 72 ounces. I mean, it was a 72 ounce pour-ounce, I believe it was.
Okay.
And then on top of that, after that, I stopped by the NASA space station, and also went on the boardwalk down in Galveston, Texas. So I got the most out of my rental vehicle. I only had to pay $16 to fill it up. So
shout out to the hybrid, huh?
Oh man, I love it. And then of course, the game Sunday. Hey, we won. That's the best I can say.
Right.
We won and got the fans quiet. And everybody was real upset at the coach, and I could understand why, because I thought that they should have replaced Hoyer at the half. I mean, to give the team enough time, but they replaced him too late in the game for them to really have much of an impact.
Now, I know we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but just to cap on that, I thought that they were going to do, just from watching Hard Knocks, I thought they were going to have more of a shorter leash on them.
I did too.
One interception, and we got you. You gone.
Yeah, I did too. But the biggest thing was nobody can stop J.J. Watt. It doesn't matter who you put on him. And then Jadeveon Clowney is going. I mean, you put those two together.
Yeah, let's save some of that. We'll save some of that for tomorrow. Check us out tomorrow. We'll be live at the Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah. And but all in all, I mean, I just had a great time. Got to and fro safe, so that was the biggest thing.
That's good, man. That's good. I know your weekend was a lot more eventful than mine. All I did was, we did the show on Friday. Saturday did the watch the Mayweather fight.
I didn't even get a chance to watch the fight.
Oh man, you didn't miss nothing. You didn't miss nothing. It was one thing I can say about Mike Tyson, man. You knew you was gonna see something, some type of something, whether it was biting the ear, whether you was gonna see something. So it's not even a slugfest. I can't even say it's just a.
Well,
I don't know.
But you know what? In his defense, and I know maybe I'm the only one.
And I
besides,
like Mayweather too.
Yeah, but I'm thinking I'm the only one besides your guy Stephen A. Smith that will say the idea of boxing is to punch and not get hit, like in a regular fight. If I'm fighting you, my idea is to tag you and I not get punched. That's the whole fight game with in a nutshell, and that's what he perfected. I mean, he's 38 years old. he should not have any permanent long-term damage because he hasn't, because you haven't touched him enough.
Mm-hmm.
He connected 57% of his punches, and Bird only connected on 17. He did his job, and not to cut you off, but everybody always says that they're going to be the one to get him out of his rhythm. You know what Floyd is going to do. I mean, that was the whole thing with Pacquiao. Pacquiao was supposed to be the one that, he averages 150 punches around, and then by the time he fought Mayweather, he couldn't touch him.
Yeah, if you look at it from a statistical standpoint, I mean, of course, Floyd is the man. I mean, he's doing what he's supposed to do, but I'm looking at it from a fan standpoint. You pay X amount of dollars to see a knockout. I mean, that's what I pay for. I want to see a straight knock.
But and I tell people all the time, you're not gonna, and
I understand that's not Floyd's game, but
but everybody thinks that you're going to get a Rocky Balboa type fight. I mean, look, there are no Clubber Langs, there are no Apollo Creeds, there are no Russian Ivan Dragos. I mean, and the fights that you talk about, obviously, Tyson initially in his younger days, he never went past like the third round. It wasn't until the Buster Douglases and Evander Holyfields that he started going the distance or whatever. So and even then that became a little bit of a drama because he was going to get knocked out, knock somebody out late. His endurance, but you're not. I mean, unless you're a pure student of the game where you watch all the fights and stuff like that, you're not going to get those Sugar Ray Leonards and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Slugfest in this day and age. I mean, boxing isn't where MMA is or even WWE in the form of promotion, to where you can have that type of hype. I mean, that's where they're trying to get now, putting it back on broadcast on television, on NBC and stuff like that. Until that becomes around where they can build up new stars, because right now the only person that's big is Mayweather, and that was all self-promotion.
Yeah, well, enough about that. I know we can
go on and on.
Next few days, I mean, I just had to get my mind right, for this week. But the next few days, we got, today we're here for the Dugout Report live at the Negro League Baseball Museum. We're here
extremely busy.
Tomorrow. We're going to be out at the Arrowhead pretty much all day, broadcasting live for a few hours. And then on Friday, we have the high school game of the week, which is Center versus St. Pius, which we're doing that with the Marines. And so I just had to get right for this week, man.
Yeah, man. We're going to be extremely busy. Wow. Yeah, we're going to be extremely busy. That's all I can say.
And speaking of busy, starting with today, let's get today out to a good start with the Dugout Report. Now, looking at today's show lineup, the Royals get a win last night. Thank God.
Thank you.
A much-needed one, I must say. And we'll have to look at the matchup against the Cleveland Indians and how that played out last night. And so we're also going to look at a little positive from this team. Our guy, if you watch our show enough, you know who our guy is. He's nominated. He's nominated for a big ordeal, I think. Within the MLB, we'll touch on that, and also we're going to look at the latest struggles. Is it offense, defense, or a mixture of both?
Yeah,
I know what you're going to say, but we'll get to that in a second.
That.
And then finally, we're going to wrap this thing up and look at tonight's third game out of the four-game series with Cleveland. So getting started tonight, last night the Royals faced the Cleveland Indians for the second game of the four-game series. Right-hander Chris Medlin, man. I'm starting to like Medlin, everybody but Cueto, I can say. Right now.
Don't try to sound like me now.
No. And I'm just being honest, man. Cueto got to prove himself to me. I mean, and so Medlin last night, he matched up against right-hander Josh Tomlin, which Tomlin went the full 9 innings. Full 9.
Which is good, because we don't have that too often.
Now, Medlin won after giving up 5 hits, a walk, no strikeouts across 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Solid night for Medlin, I must say. He threw 94 pitches, 52 of them strikes.
Now, and that's a good thing. We only 94 pitches, almost 7 innings of work. That's pretty good. We did a good job, man.
Yeah. Now Cleveland's Tomlin, he lost the game last night. Of course, he threw 110 pitches, 75 of them strikes. So and he did go the full game.
I don't feel sorry for him. We finally did something, man. And it's funny because we were actually the topic PTI yesterday. Our team and the Cardinals, with this losing streak that we've been on, or this losing slump, not streak that we've been on, and they were wondering whether or not it would have an effect, going into the postseason. So.
Yeah, we'll touch on that a little bit later, but let's look at some of the highlights from last night, courtesy of Fox Sports.
The Royals taking on the Indians. Chris Medlin on the mound for Kansas City, looking to get a little help from his offense in the early going. Pick it up in the second. A man on third for Salvador Perez facing Josh Tomlin.
And to center field, base hit. So the missed pop-up, the missed play in center field leads to a run. Now Salvador Perez is 8 for 10 against Tomlin. Hit well to left field. Down the line, into the corner, and Alex Rios has his second home run of the trip.
Speaking of mistakes, that man right there that's sitting up there controlling the fireworks, he just made one, and he's getting booed. He's putting his dunce cap on now. Yeah. Normally, when a Cleveland Indian hits a home run, they shoot the fireworks off, and this guy, the fans are letting him have it. Ooh, it's okay, sir. We all make them.
Second time that Santana's hit it right on the nose and out as Hosmer makes a nice play. And now 6 scoreless innings for Chris Medlin.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a little popper. Left side, foul ground. Moose on the run. Diving, he caught it! Mike Moustakas with a super play. Diving to catch a foul pop. And there's one out in the inning. What a play by Moustakas on a headlong dive in foul territory. He had to come a long way. He was playing well off of third base. What a play by Moose. Wow.
Greg Holland comes out of the Kansas City bullpen to try and wrap this game up. So Cleveland, down to their last out, will send the rookie Giovanni Urshela to the plate. Holland ready. Here's the wind, the pitch. In the dirt, gets away from Salvi, goes back to the screen, and the runners will advance to second and third. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Greg Holland bows his neck, and he toughs it out.
The Royals blank the Indians 2-0. Chris Medlin picks up the win.
Now we're back here after watching those highlights courtesy of Fox Sports. Man, one positive thing, we did knock the Indians out of their playoff possibilities.
Yeah, knocking them out the race is always a good sign. And I mean, we got a little killer instinct left in us, which is good.
Yeah, and I mean the Indians did win the last 13 out of 19 games that they played. So I mean I can say after we got our tails waxed the first night, at least the second night we came back, and and so I mean the Indians. They had just got back into the postseason discussion with being 5 games behind Houston for the second wild card spot. So,
yeah, I mean, and for us, I mean that bodes well because now, well, I'm not sure. I don't want to say it bodes well because now that they've been knocked out of the hunt, the race, more or less, they don't have no. I mean, they can just play the role of spoiler and to try to beat us to keep us to keep us from locking down our magic number.
So, yeah, and that's another positive thing. We've trimmed our magic number now to 9.
Yeah, because I think, last week it was, 13. So,
yep.
And it's funny. It's amazing with the losing that we have been doing, the slump that we've been on, that we've still been able to trim it from 13 to 9.
Yep, and Minnesota lost to Detroit last night. And with us trimming our number, we have eliminated Detroit from 4 years of being, the AL champion.
I can dig that.
AL Central champion. So I like that.
Yeah, I can dig that.
And so, we also increased our lead over Toronto to 3 games.
Yeah, and we needed that because Toronto is and we spoke with Mr. Kendrick last week after our show. That's like the one team that can give us the most fits in the playoff right now. So whatever we can do to increase our advantage in the home field race, so be it.
All right, now we're going to take a quick break. Then when we come back, we'll be looking at something. One of our friends of the show, he got nominated for something real special. Now we'll be right back with Sideline Sports Talk Dugout Report live from the Negro League Baseball Museum. And we're back here live at the Negro League Baseball Museum for Sideline Sports Talk presents the Dugout Report. Royals pregame show, man. I love it here at the Negro League, man. It's just a beautiful thing. But Mr. Kendrick was just here showing some tour guests around.
I mean, just look at the background. Look at the scenery, man. I mean, this is history. I mean, and here we are having the opportunity to broadcast every week from it. So I enjoy it. I mean, this is one of the times during the week I look forward to most is knowing that when Wednesday comes, I know I'm ready to go home.
Oh, yeah, and every Wednesday night here, we're live here from around, I would say, 6 p.m. to about 6:30-ish. See how I put that ish on there, just because we have the freedom and mobility to do whatever we want.
Exactly, literally.
Right.
And that's always a good thing.
All right, so for the second base topic, our guy Lorenzo Cain has been nominated for the Best Everyday Player Award, which is a part of the annual MLB Insurance Award. Now, Darren, I mean, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, it's big. I mean, considering that our players haven't been getting that much league-wide acceptance or even appreciative of the work that they're doing, leading this team to first place thus far. I mean, it's big. I mean, and if he can win it, that's even better. I mean, but right now he's just doing. I mean, we talk about it each week, between he and Hosmer and Moose and Gordon. I mean, any of the four,
right?
Would be good enough to win this award. And so, but for it to be him that was nominated, hey, I mean, that's pretty good. And he's also candidate for the Golden Glove, like you mentioned. And so, I mean, he's deserving of it.
Now, Cain entered Monday into the series opener, hitting .312 with 16 homers and 68 RBIs. And like you just said, he's also a candidate for the Golden Glove, which, I mean, that's big because last year, what do we have? 4 Golden Glove
we had
winners?
A few of them, man. I mean, that's and then it's funny because when we come into the Negro League, there's a Golden Glove that's parked right out here,
in front of us.
Yeah, right in front of us. That I mean, and so to win that, I mean, it's just big time. I mean, because you just think about all in the history of baseball, the people that have won that award. Barry Bonds and Frank White. I mean, just so many people. And to be able to be in that class is just something that, is priceless.
Now, a little bit more about the Insurance Award. It's an annual honor, Major League Baseball's greatest achievements, as part of the industry-wide balloting process that includes 5 components, which these components consist of 20% of the overall vote, media, front office personnel, retired MLB players, fans of the MLB, and Society for American Major League Baseball research voters. So, I mean, this individual award, I mean, it'll go down with the best in Major League Baseball players, in addition to the winners of the following categories: Best Everyday Player, Starting Pitcher, Rookie, Defensive Player, Breakout Player, Bounce Back Player, Manager, Executive, Social Media Personality, and the list goes on, and also Postseason Performer.
Yeah, well, hopefully next year we'll get nominated and recognized for our radio call or internet or player fan interaction, social media. Hopefully they'll give us a little love next year.
Right, and Cain, he's up there with some big names, man. You got Josh Donaldson, Blue Jays, Mike Trout with the Angels, Yoenis Cespedes for the Mets, Bryce Harper and Nelson Cruz, and the list goes on from there.
Yeah, I mean, and so what we need is for everybody to go and vote for him. Go to MLB Awards by November 13th to vote for Lorenzo Cain. I know that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to do like they do on American Idol and just keep voting.
Right, and winners will be announced on November 20th, so just vote.
And we've been assured that every vote is going to count, unlike the, All-Star.
I'm starting something, hashtag vote for Cain. Vote for Cain. I'm starting that, and it's on camera, and it's live right now. Vote for Cain.
6:34 p.m.
How do you do the hashtag vote for Cain?
I don't know about all that, but
yeah, that's I'm telling you, when you see people out there and they're like hashtag, that's what you do.
Oh,
man.
that's what. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
in case you didn't know.
I didn't.
Okay, well now you do. I'm gonna hip you down. I'm gonna learn you a little something, just a little bit.
Well, hey, consider me taught just now. So you taught me something. I give you credit.
All right, we'll take another quick break real quick, and Live here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. Watch us on SidelineSportsTalkKC.com. Also, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Come down and join us one Wednesday. We'll open up our doors for you and let you come over here and you can watch the show live.
We'll talk to security, make sure you get through.
All right, we'll be right back here in just a minute. We're back here live, home of the Negro League Baseball Museum for the Dugout Report, brought to you by Sideline Sports Talk. It's a nice atmosphere. I can't stress that enough. Bring your family, your kids down, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncles. Bring them down. If they've never been here, if you guys have never been here, come and see all of the great.
And come to 18th and Vine in general.
Everything.
I mean, you got the Gym Theater, you have the Negro League Museum, you have the Blue Note or the Blue Room, you have the Juke House. I mean, there's so much down here. Come on down.
All right, so starting our third base topic, the Royals have been in a slump lately, winning only 3 out of our last 11 games. And, I mean,
buddy,
what do you make of this? I know last week we talked about it being Cueto, but, I mean, it's not all Cueto's fault. It is. It isn't.
No. It's not all Cueto, but, you know, and it's funny. I guess the timeliness of these conversations, because I think 2 weeks ago we talked about streaks, you know, slumps in general. Like, if you're going to do a losing streak, do it now. Get it out the way. But the flip side of it is you don't want to get so accustomed to losing right now that, you know, because you can lose yourself out of the playoff race. And so even though we have a magic number of 9, you know, we only have 1 homestand left, and all of our, you know, pretty much all of our games on the road.
Right.
So, I mean, if we're not careful, we could easily get knocked out of the playoff race. Now, I don't think that'll happen. Well, no, I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm saying, but we also didn't think we'd lose the last 11 games.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
so you know, so that's another. You know,
I think we'd have to lose every game. With 22 games left, we'd have to lose every game.
it can happen. A collapse can happen.
Yeah, it can. But
Mind you, I don't think it's going to happen, but it can happen. I mean, because I didn't think we'd lose 8 out of 11. I mean, so you know, I mean, I thought we would win 8 out of 11 versus losing 8 out of 11. If we won 8 out of 11. You know, we'd only have maybe 1 or 2 games left, you know, saying to clinch the division.
Now, let's look at the facts. In the first half of the season last year, the Royals allowed 3.69 runs per game. In the second half, we've allowed 4.44 runs per game. And in September, we've allowed 6.62 runs a game. And like I said earlier, it's not just Johnny Cueto struggling. Herrera has allowed 7 runs past 2 outings since the beginning of August, 12 and allowed 12 runs in 17 innings, walking 9 batters. Volquez has an ERA of 5.23 in his past 7 starts, allowing 6 runs in 3 of those. So it's a plethora of things. In the bullpen, let's talk about that. Had an ERA of 2.19 in the first half, second half 3.63. Now Wade Davis still remains dominant. But people were looking at the closer, Greg Holland. Now, yeah. Just saying that his velocity is off of his ball, and I don't want to say that he's been worked too much, but it could be.
Okay, but going back to what I talked about, obviously with Cueto, and Cueto's a huge factor in this, but all of our starting pitchers, when you give up runs in the first inning before your team even comes up, they're already at a deficit, so you don't even get a chance to build up momentum versus you're already at a deficit. I mean, Cueto, he was Sunday night baseball, star pitcher. You know, what happens? The first inning he gives up runs. Next thing I know, I'm looking at my tablet, we're already down 6. I'm like, seriously? So, we can't, when you're starting pitchers put you in behind, early on, it's just sometimes it's just too much to dig out of every time, every time that takes place.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at other factors that go into that is, I mean, cleanup hitter Eric Osmer has gone 28 straight games. That's 100 at bats without a home run.
That's true, but you got to remember last week, saying he had like 3 hits and 3 or 4 RBIs. So
Yeah.
I mean,
But
you don't have to have a home run to, just to justify whether or not you're in a slump. I mean, if you're having 4, I mean, if you're constantly getting hits and you're batting in runs, I mean, that kind of offsets the home runs.
and you got the bottom of the order. You got Salvi, Escobar, and Rios. I mean, they're bringing up the bottom of the order, and it's kind of looking soft. I mean, really. I mean, if you get out of the first 5 or 6 hitters and get to the bottom of our lineup, that's 2 innings. That's 2 innings that we're getting no runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. But again, it all starts back to me, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, our pitching. If our pitching can get us out of the, first get us out of the first. Look, I just asked, especially out of Cueto, get us out of the first inning without giving up any runs. Get us out the top of the first inning, get us to the bottom of the first. Well, we can try to jump on top of somebody. Case in point, Cleveland. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we're on the road, but we jumped on them first. And they never had a chance to. Because once you get up on a team,
right,
it's all about defense. The pitcher still has to, throw some nice pitches. But if they get a hit, and depending on how how the hit is or how it comes, I mean, you can defend against that versus being at a deficit and then trying to fight and claw your way out.
Now, I mean, the Royals have 19 games left. I said 22 earlier, but with those 19 games, Jeff, no team. So this record. I looked it up. No team that's been struggling going into September has ever won the World Series. Can we be the first?
We will have to be. We have to be. I mean,
not looking at it as a fan, not looking at it as being from Kansas City. Do you think that we can honestly, as we're struggling right now, do you think that we can win?
Yes. I mean, because I think that Yost will do the right thing and get the team. We just had to be honest. We got to get Cueto in order. I mean, I honestly think if we can get him to be the pitcher that we brought him here to be, I think that will filter down to the rest of the players. I mean, because this is just and to be honest, I'm of the assumption that the players playoffs. I mean, that's what I really think is going on. They just want to hurry up and start playing in the playoffs to try to get to they want to hurry up and win the World Series now and get the season over with. That's what I'm getting from it right now.
That makes a lot of sense. You made me look at it just a little bit differently just now. I mean, they know what it takes to get there. They know what it takes when you're in there. I mean, we've been to the World Series last year, and I can see that. They just want to get there again. I can see that.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. All right, so we'll be right back to wrap this thing up. Back here in about 65 seconds. Like that, 65 seconds. For the Dugout Report here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. We'll be right back. And we're back here live at the Negro League Baseball Museum to wrap this thing up. Now, Darren, tonight the Royals face the Indians again for the third of the 4-game series. Looking at tonight on the Hill, we've got Royals lefty Danny Duffy and versus Indians righty Danny Salazar. Two Dannys going at it, man. I noticed that earlier when I wrote that down. But Duffy struggled, in the past few games to get through 5 innings last Friday at Baltimore. He gave up 2 runs. And then Indian Salazar picked up a no decision last time out against Detroit, allowing 3 runs in 6 1/3 innings. And that hard-throwing righty, man, has a 6.23 ERA in the past 4 outings following a 7-start stretch, which he had a 1.45 ERA.
Well, and just to let our fans know right now, the Royals are actually trailing right now 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And so, we have got to, Duffy's got to come through tonight. We're already, and this is what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We are at a deficit, so we give up a run in the first inning, and next thing you know, here we are down at a deficit. So,
yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's like once you're in a slump, you're in a slump. And I can't even call it a slump. I call it a funk. Once you're in a funk, you're in a funk. You can't shake it. It's like that monkey gets on your back, and you're trying to do everything, wiggle and everything you can to get him up off you.
Yeah, because in the first inning, Duffy gives up, first inning home run to Lindor, the shortstop. So it's like we are already at a deficit. So now, even though it's just 1 run, but, we got to climb out as deficit. So we have to score at least 2 runs now.
Yeah, one of the things that I think, biggest key to tonight's game is, man, we just need to scratch and claw and do everything that we can so that we do not lose. Right now, we got to play not to lose.
I agree, but that seems to be that's how we're playing anyway. We're playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And so I kind of disagree with you. I think we need to play to win because we need to get that mentality back that, hey, we can beat you at any time and we can beat you, anyway. And so that's what we, forget playing not to lose. We need to play to win.
Yeah, I guess to say that, to piggyback on that, we just need consecutive wins.
Yeah.
Just need to get a string of wins together, get 4 or 5 wins going into, postseason. I say out of the 19 games, 12 wins. We need to get 12.
I was thinking that too. But you know what? Here's the other thing too. And this is something that I've noticed, and I've noticed because we have not been able to do so lately. And a lot of it stems back from when a couple of players got sick in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But the players aren't having fun right now. They need to go back to having fun.
Right. I can see that.
Stop. When you're losing, you can't have fun because nobody thinks it's funny, and you can't have fun. So you got to get that. Whether it's talking about 1732 or 17 or whatever it is, 38. If that's what it takes,
that makes a lot of sense.
That's what but that's what you need right now. Because right now you can't have fun as a team if you're losing, and so whatever it takes. And that's what I'm hoping. Yost, I don't know, they may not listen to this broadcast, but I tell you they need to, because that's what they need to do to get the winning back. They need to start having fun again, and they're not having fun right now.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I know it's a changing sport, but listening to a couple of my friends, radio hosts yesterday, they were talking about going out to the Chiefs locker room, and they got a basketball court goal set up in the locker room now. And so they was like, when Chiefs were 2-14, you better not have had no basketball goal in there, trying to hoop. When you 2-14, you need to worry about stringing together some wins. So like now, they're out there having a good time because they know that they're winning. They know that they just went undefeated in preseason, got the first win of the season. They playing basketball. So now the Royals just need to get back to that. When they had Fetty Wap out there, like you just said, talking about 1738 and doing all the interviews saying 1738 and all that, they were winning. You know what I'm saying? When Dyson was out there doing the "We Ready," when he was doing that, they were winning. You know what I'm saying? So they need to get back to that having fun, like you said. And I think that's huge.
Well, that's why we do what we do.
Right,
we're good at what we do.
after you turn from us, I guess you can turn and watch the start of the game. We got you through the first inning. So we'd like to thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for watching us live here at the Negro League Baseball Museum. Thank you to the Negro League. Thank you to Ms. Kathy, Mr. Kendricks for letting us come down here and making this our home. Catch us back here next week, live at the Negro League, 1616 East 18th Street, 18th and Vine. Just look that up on Google. Everybody know. Ask somebody. Everybody knows where 18th and Vine is. We're right here. I guess we just need to put up a bat signal, a Sideline Sports Talk up in the air, and that way people can find us.
We can do that.
But be sure to check us out tomorrow as we broadcast live from Arrowhead Stadium. Check out our Twitter, our Instagram post, as we'll be out in the streets, out and about before we head out to the stadium. Looking at tomorrow morning, they start handing out the newspapers, which they've turned tomorrow, instead of having a Red Friday, they made it Red Thursday. So check out our Facebook post, and we'll post all of the schedule for tomorrow and where we'll be and all that good stuff. I wish I was like what's the KC Wolf? He gets to ride around town on his 4-wheeler. Did you know that? Did you see get the email? No. Well, KC Wolf's going to be around town. I think he's going to be with a couple of the McDonald's. He's going to be on like 20th and Main and all that kind of stuff, just riding his 4-wheeler around handing out flags. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty sweet. But we also want to say follow us on Twitter at Sideline Sports Talk KC. Actually, at Sideline Sport KC. Follow us on Instagram at Sideline Sports Talk KC. And you can follow Darren.
You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at dsmithdigital. And you can follow me on Twitter and Periscope now at Rock316.
And follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Steve Walls KC. And just catch us tomorrow. Bring us, I can't even say bring us a rib because we're going to have a little grill going by our broadcast.
We're getting it in tomorrow.
But if you guys want to talk to us tomorrow about anything Chiefs related, NFL related, come out there. We'll be broadcasting for a bunch of hours.
We're going to be there early.
Catch our tent. It's the black and red tent. We'll be broadcasting loud and proud from the Chiefs. And thank you guys for joining us. We out.